Guys, Adam here from the Tint Academy. We do a quick beginner's tutorial of how to cut out a window. Now, when guys do our course, they always say they're not going to cut, they're going to use a plotter. Now, I'm a big advocate of starting hand cutting versus going to the plotter. You need to learn those hand cutting skills for a couple reasons. That in plotter software, we're missing a lot of patterns. The software could be down, so we have to go to hand cut. And on some plotter software, it is going to be wrong on those patterns. So hand cuts are the fundamentals to learn. Once you get onto hand cutting, then you can go on to a plotter if you're doing more volume, dealership work, and stuff like that. So this method we're going to do here, we're going to show you how to properly cut, as a beginner, a roll down window. Now we're actually going to make 4 cuts on this window. The first cut's going to be along the bottom, second cut's going to be along the large side, third cut the small side, and fourth and final cut the top edge side. So we always want to work with anchored windows. I'm going to spray out my window. And I'm going to do 2 anchored cuts, or 2 anchors right across the window so the film doesn't shift anywhere. Now, a couple major rules here is when I go into my film, I never want to have my blade coming out of my knife. I always want to enter my film, no blade. This gives us a couple of things that we can landmark the spot we want to cut without creating a divot in the film. Next thing we want to do is we want to only have about 0.2 pounds of pressure. 0.2 pounds of pressure equates to, if I have a piece of film on my hand, I'm cutting along my skin. It's enough to engage my skin without cutting or breaking the skin, causing it to bleed. So my first cut is going to be along the bottom. I'm going to find that corner. I'm going to enter my corner without any blade. I'm going to pop it up only with 1 blade out, coming straight across. Then I'm going to pull the film away from the car. So that first cut is done. Now my next cut is one of my most important cuts. We're going to do our large side of this window. Now, if you watch a lot of tutorials on YouTube or Instagram, a lot of guys are going to start at that top. When you're starting, always start from the bottom because you are going to create a little bit of a nick in the film. That nick's going to be hidden. If you create that nick at the very top, when that customer rolls down their window, they're going to see that nick and it could also peel it. So we have a little bit of bubbling here. I'm going to push that to the side. Again, when I enter the film, no blade out, come right to the bottom, landmark my side. So Mike, if you come in a little bit closer so you can see that, once I get to that corner, I'm going to pop it one up, coming straight up off the glass. Once I hit the top, I'm going to pull and pull. So I didn't cut through all the way. So here, up, cut, cut. I'm going to pull and pull. Now, we made that first cut. Whenever I make my side cuts, I want to do a little bit of a shift. So Mike, if you come back in here a little bit closer, we can see that little rubber seal. We say we want to shift our film 1/4 of an inch. Now, 1/4 of an inch translates into covering that rubber seal. So I'm going to pull this up, alleviate my anchor, spray it underneath, and I'm going to shift this so this piece is covering up that plastic seal. I'm still in line at the bottom. Now I'm going to remake my anchor, 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 so this doesn't slide anywhere. First cut, second cut, third cut's going to be along this side here. Same thing, landmark my bottom. I'm going to enter the film, no blade out, coming up here, 1 blade up, coming straight up. Then I'm going to pull and pull. Now I shifted my film 1/4 of an inch this way. We want to split the difference. So I'm going to shift it back so we have even overlap on both sides. So we're going to shift it 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to lift this up, spray underneath it, and I'm going to shift it about 1/4 of an inch. That's a bit too much here, so I'm going to go here, shift it back. So I have a little bit of overlap here, a little bit of overlap here. Then I'm going to anchor out this film and do our top cut. Now our top cut's our most important cut here. So I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to knock down the window 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to go 4 or 5 clicks out, put full tension on that top of the window, coming in across, leaving that knife right up against. Then I'm going to pull and pull. So those are the way we cut a window. After this, we're going to do our cleanup steps, meaning I'm going to get rid of all these corners here. Then I'm going to shrink my film and install my film. Now, if you have an issue with cutting, I'm going to give you a little bit of a 10-piece drill. So if you have cutting those sides, you're going to take your piece of film, and we're going to do a cutting drill. So I'm going to place my film up, line it up, and I'm going to anchor it, do my cut, rip away, rip away. Then I'm going to keep sliding it across until I do a full piece of film. So here, lift, go, cut. So if you're new to cutting, those are our 4 cuts to do a 2-stage roll down window. If you want to practice your cuts, start off with the cutting drill, lay your film, do your cut, shift. Lay your film, anchor, cut, shift. Go through all those steps about 10, 15 times to get used to cutting on a vehicle. We hope that gave you a little bit of help on how to cut a roll down window. Remember, if you're new, start hand cutting first. It's a valuable skill you can't replace. Once you get busier, once your volume increases, then you can move over into a plotter-based system.